Okay, we have Barrett Banister from Missouri. Would you like to say any remarks before we go? Just open for questions.
Appreciate you guys. If you guys have anything you guys want to ask me, I'm happy to answer, and hope you guys are having a great day.
Okay, right here in the front row.
Hey, Barrett, AP Stedham, WHEP, Foley, Alabama. Say, Barrett, I wanted to ask you, you had some production numbers that are pretty consistent, 27, 27, 31. What do you think needs to be done so you can increase that production for this year? And who are some of the receivers you watched, maybe in college? I don't think it was, even if it was a former high school player, professional player, maybe you have a couple that you emulate or you like to watch their film.
Yes, sir. So I think to kind of answer it backwards and forwards, the first person I really fell in love with watching a receiver was Julian Edelman. I love the way he plays with a lot of grit, plays with a chip on his shoulder, makes very tough catches, or a lot of tough catches, I should say. And I was very, very fortunate to watch him during his prime, kind of as I was going through my development as a receiver. And then I also have really enjoyed watching Hunter Renfrow as of late. I think he does a lot of really good stuff in one-on-one situations and, moves his body well and attacks defenders' leverage to get, wins in that type of coverage. And to answer the first part of your question, could you repeat it? I'm sorry. Oh, the consistency, yes. So I think to get more catches, targets, stuff like that, I just need to continue and show that I can do things with the ball in my hand after I make the catch. I think I do a very good job of, consistently securing the catch, getting open, especially in third down situations. But the more and more explosives that I'm able to create, I think the more and more coaches would want to put the ball in my hands.
You were a Burlsworth nominee last year. Can you tell me what that meant to you?
Yes, sir. So for those of you who don't know, Brandon Burlsworth was a walk-on at the University of Arkansas, often considered as one of the greatest walk-ons of all time. And he tragically passed away in a car accident after he was drafted to the Colts, but they established this award. And so being a nominee for this award meant a ton. Being from Fayetteville, Arkansas, I got to learn a great deal about Brandon. My granddad was actually one of the coaches on staff who had helped bring him to Arkansas to walk on. So being able to represent that and, honestly bring honor to his name by my play on the field, I think is very special to me. And, at Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium, they always have a group or a section of kids that come and watch the Razorbacks called the Burls Kids, and they always say doing it the Burls way. And so that's something that I hope to continue to do, and always want to have that chip on my shoulder and carry myself in a way that Brandon did.
You were a walk-on to start your career, and now you're invited back for media days. How does that feel as a progression at your school to be asked to come here?
It's pretty crazy. I think, as you're saying, it's a progression. You first get there as a walk-on, and you're just fighting for your life to try and, have someone on the team know your name, besides your locker mates. But it's been a process, it's been a grind, and, I think it's a testament to all the people in my life who have poured into me, whether that be from back home in Arkansas to the University of Missouri, my high school coaches, every single person that has played a role in my life. I want to thank you, and, I'm very blessed and grateful for this opportunity to be here.
Your teammates have talked about bonds formed at the school on defense. Are they formed that way with guys on the offense?
Yeah, no doubt. I think each and every time that you go into battle with these guys on Saturdays on the field, it's really a great honor, and you gain a lot of trust and respect. And I think you put aside a lot of your differences that you may have had growing up, or differences in your personality, your thoughts, your beliefs, and you really gain respect for the man that is competing with you across the or on the same side of the ball as you.
We have second row over here.
How do you feel like your experience as a walk-on, that journey of getting to where you are now here at SEC Media Day as a starter, right? How do you feel like that's helped maybe in your leadership in the wide receiver room?
I think it gives you confidence. Being a leader, sometimes you often feel like you have to have stuff that backs it up, so to speak. And so whenever you're able to get on the field and, thankfully being invited to a thing like Media Days, it gives me confidence as a leader to maybe go out of my comfort zone a little bit sometimes whenever I'm trying to get something the way that coach wants it done or the way that we as a team need it done. And so, being able to be in this position is something that's really, really awesome.
If there were a depth chart when you started, how far down on the depth chart were you?
Below the last person. No, yeah, honestly, it was crazy the first time I even got to play. It was 2018 at South Carolina, and that spring we had one of the slots, he got hurt, and then I was the third slot going into that game, and then we had 2 other slots get hurt the next game, and whether Coach Dooley wanted me to or not at that point, I was in, and thankfully I knew the playbook and had prepared myself in a way where I could go out and be successful.
Okay, we have a question on the left.
With a lot of new guys on the offense and in the wide receiver core from a guy who's been around the block a few times, what's some of the biggest pieces of advice that you've given them so far?
I think it was just that is, you got to be prepared when your moment comes. You have to know the plays, you got to know how to do them, you got to know how to do it at a high level. And so that's the first thing that comes with is, preparing yourself. And then after that, it's trusting yourself. You've done a lot to get to the position that you're in now. Like these receivers that we have, these new guys on our whole team, like you're not at an SEC school just because like out of luck. And so, trust yourself, and whenever whenever your name and number's called, like, just go out and do what you do.
Question on the back row to your left.
Dan Peck, ESPN 106.7 in Auburn. What can you tell us about the quarterback battle to replace Connor? It seems like there's a lot of different interesting candidates in the quarterback room this year.
Yeah, definitely. I think right now we have 4 guys: Tyler, Sam, Jack, and Brady. All are very competitive players, all very eager to get that, starting quarterback position. And I think all are going to go out this fall camp and give it their best shot. We're really excited as a team to see who goes out and performs and gives us the best chance to win.
Okay, over here, left side again.
Obviously with Eli always at SEC Media Days, I feel like we see so much personality. We see that throughout the season, but I think everyone gets to see it here, right? So what is it about his personality? Is he the same way with you guys at the team, dad jokes and the witty stuff? And
King of dad jokes. He is definitely the king of dad jokes. Coach Drink is a great mix of humor, wisdom, competitiveness. I think he's a great football coach and life coach. I can say I've probably gotten more coaching off the field about like the man that he is trying to mold to be, or the man he is trying to create in his program, and the qualities that he's trying to instill in us are phenomenal. And then obviously from a coaching standpoint, very smart, very punctual, detailed in what he does, and then his dad jokes are about as good as they come. Sometimes you'll get there and he'll pop his head in the receiver room whenever we're in a meeting, and he'll say something and walk out with a blank face, and all of us just kind of look back and forth at each other and we're like, what just happened? So we love him as a coach.
Question in the back row on the right.
Barrett, you Coach Drinks talked today about you getting married very soon.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of your life is moving quickly, and you've been in college football for a long time. What kind of made you want to come back? Was it the bowl loss against Army, or what was kind of the fire that fueled you to come back for your 6th year of college football?
Who wouldn't want to play in this conference? And I think a lot of it stems from me being a walk-on and what I came from. I grew up watching college football. My uncle coached at Auburn. He was the running backs coach there. So I was at the Kick 6 game. I was at when Arkansas hosted #1 Alabama. Like, I dreamed of playing in these environments, and so I couldn't pass up on an opportunity to come back and play another year. And then obviously what you talked about, I still have a sour taste in my mouth from that year, and these past couple of years we've been a 500 ball club, and I want to see this university take the next step.
Barrett, thank you for your time.
Thank
Very
you
good
guys,
job.
appreciate y'all.